and welcome. Today we are going to be working with the Carriage Easel Card Dies from Anna Griffin. This is the information sheet that comes with the dies, giving us 3 examples of how to use them. And these could be wedding cards or birthday cards. You could add flowers or even put a person in the carriage, which would give you absolutely amazing card results. This set has a satchel for your horse. There's a wheel die that has these dainty little hearts on there. And the horse, he's just so regal, dancing and prancing, carrying this beautiful carriage that has all of these delightfully detailed embossing that you could ink through if you wanted to. It's just a really great, fun, beautiful die set that we're going to love. This is the cardstock that we will be using to make our project with on today. The gold and white cardstock is what I will be using for the princess dress. Actually, I'm not going to be using that blue plaid cardstock at all. And this glitter cardstock came out of this set called the Anna Griffin Perfect Palette Everyday No. 2. We're going to start by cutting out the easel card base out of the basket cardstock, the shadow layer out of the pink plaid cardstock, and the carriage we'll talk about in a second. The horse is going to get cut out of this matte gold cardstock. And the wheel and satchel out of the champagne glitter cardstock. This glitter is the best I have ever experienced. It has a great texture, never sheds, and cuts like butter. You never need a shim or wax paper or any sort of cut tidy to get it to cut first pass out of your die cutting machine. It's also available in many different colors on the Anna Griffin website for $1. And here are our pieces all cut out. The base of the easel, the shadow layer, and the carriage here is out of this mystery cardstock that if anyone knows where this paper came from, let me know in the comments section below. I have no idea right now. It was in my scraps of paper. I love it, and I decided to use it, but not quite sure where it came from. So any of you longtime Anna Griffin followers, help me find out what this mystery paper is. So the horse is cut out of the matte gold foil cardstock. Don't forget to like and subscribe. We have the wheels, some wheel caps, and a satchel. My satchel fell apart. The top part of it fell off. But I will be using the whole satchel when I put this together. As you can see, I didn't want my horse and my carriage the same color, so I cut them out of 2 separate cardstocks, split them in half, and now I'm going to piece them together using the art glitter glue. If you are trying to save paper, you can just partially die cut out the pieces that you want. And then if you're planning to batch make these, then you can cut out the whole thing, separate the carriage and the die from the horse, and then mix and match them onto different card designs. This is a great way of batch making your cards. Right now, I decided that foam pads were the best option because I do want to put my horse and carriage on my shadow layer. As you can see, the carriage is a double-sided cardstock, so if that helps you figure out what this mystery paper is, then there's another hint there. And so the foam pads are just going to allow me to prop up that onto the shadow layer. With the satchel, like I said, I had to put it on together in 2 pieces because it split in half. And then the wheels here are just being put on to the carriage. It already looks so great. These wheel caps came from this Paper Tricks Cut and Emboss folder set. These cute little round embossed circles make the perfect detailing for the wheels. Now, I auditioned a lot of embellishments for the crown that would go on the top of this carriage, and this is the one that stole the show. It's from the Foil Flourishes Decorative Sticker set, and there are a ton of great options for crowns in this set. So if you have this, you can embellish your carriages and make masterpieces out of every single card. Now, if you have not seen my video using the Garland cut and emboss folders, I recommend that you go watch it. There's a link to it right here. I turned these into something very unexpected, but for now, I'll be using them for our carriage as a bow swag. The princess comes from a die set called Ballroom Slider Card Dies. In this set, you have a ballerina also. So if you wanted to, this could be not just a princess carriage, but it could be a prince carriage, or it could be a ballerina carriage if you were making it for a small girl or something like that. So I split the man from the woman, of course, and she only has one arm when you do that, which you don't want her to only have one arm. So I'm going to fussy cut out the other arm out of the man to create the second arm for our Cinderella or for our princess. And so after I attach her arm, she does need a really pretty ballroom dress to go along with her carriage. And she's going to a ball, right? Or somewhere fancy, maybe a wedding, who knows. And so also in the set, it comes with a die that will cut out the dress. And this is when at the beginning I was telling you that gold and white cardstock, I cut out the princess's dress. And so this is what it looks like. And then that little stick at the bottom is for the slider part of the dies, but I'm not going to need that, so we also are going to remove that from off of our princess. And here she is. She does have foam pads underneath her so that she is propped up, and so she's just not flat down on our carriage, but you know, she's dimensional there. And this is what it looks like so far. Oh my goodness. Really, really great. I absolutely love it. We're going to push up the mechanism so that we can add on our sentiment that's going to be propped up on the bottom to make sure that the easel sits up straight. I'm going to be using the center die that came out of the 3D Oblong Concentric frame dies, and I cut it out twice out of a gold foil cardstock and out of an ivory cardstock. I cut the gold foil cardstock in half because it's going to act as a frame over the bottom of the ivory cardstock that's going to sit on top of it. And then we will layer those two together so that they nest nicely onto each other. I really like doing offset frames. They really help to pop up the sentiment, and especially since the sentiment that we're going to be using has a gold outline, it's really going to make that stand out. Don't forget to like, comment, and subscribe on the videos, and we're going to continue on making our card. This sentiment came from Vellum Sentiments. It says, "It's the little moments that make life big." And Anna Griffin used to make a pack of vellum sentiments, and I picked some up from Hobby Lobby, I believe, and I don't think they make them anymore, so I don't know if they're still available anywhere. I really should have put this on and cut it out before I placed it down on the top of this, but I didn't, so now I have to use my craft knife to go around and fussy cut it out. I am trying to use a very light hand so that I don't cut through my paper, but if you decide to use a vellum sentiment, make sure that you put it on before you put it all together. I am being oh so very careful not to cut through the cardstock on the bottom, and success, I did it. I did not ruin this and have to start all over, thank goodness. And this is, I feel like, the perfect sentiment for what this carriage is saying, because it is the little moments in life that make everything amazing and spectacular. And you know, just riding in a carriage, or just that day of your wedding, or that happy birthday celebration, it's just, you know, really what makes life special, and it gives you things to remember and you want to capture. This set of flowers came from the China Cabinet Finishing School craft box, and I know that she launched a new box of these flowers just individually, and I definitely need to go buy them because I know that in there were individual flowers, but I said I don't want to waste any of the flowers, and so I was like, I'll just cut up this one, therefore I'm only using one of the flower sprigs in there instead of using 3 different flowers. So I'm being very frugal, but I also think that they were the perfect size from off of this wreath here that was going to complement this sentiment and prop this up perfectly. And so if you're trying to save on some of your china cabinet flowers, cut up the wreaths that were in there, and then you'll only use one. Ha ha ha. Funny. And even these little tiny pieces that I cut off are not going to go to waste. We are going to put them on the card also. And so just stay tuned. Everything's going to get on there. This is going to be centered on the sentiment, but also to where it's going to hit against the dress and against the horse's foot, so that's what's going to keep everything from sliding straight down and keep the card open when it needs to be easeled. I think the flowers are a little off center right now, but I'm going to fix them. But you can see that it sits perfectly up at a great angle. Everything is falling nicely on the card. Here is where we are going to use up those pieces and not let anything go to waste. And since these are stickers, I am just going to peel off the backs of them and place them right here on the top just to finish off this carriage and give it a little bit more feminine touch, as if it's not already girly enough. There's so many things that you can put on here. You could put regular bows, more flowers. The sky is the limit. If you can think it, you probably can put it on this Carriage Easel die and just make it just fancy and fabulous. This carriage is definitely fit for a queen or a princess, and it's going to make the recipient in your life so happy. If you like this video, make sure you like, comment, and subscribe. Share it with a crafty friend, and I will see you later. Bye.